Hello guys. So what I thought I would try to do today is that I would take a practical exam with you for the driving license in Denmark. So you can see what it's like. I told you in an earlier video, a practical exam in Denmark is 25 scenarios with multiple choice questions to each of them. So a exam would consist of 25 random scenarios which cover stuff you can see in traffic out there. And then to each of them you have 2 to 4 multiple choice questions you have to answer. In all you can have 5 mistakes in the scenarios, which means you can have 5 wrong scenarios where you pick the wrong answer. You can pick as many wrong answers per scenario as you want. It's only going to count as 1 if you have all 4 wrong. It's still going to only count as 1 mistake, because it's the scenarios that counts. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt one of the tests, one of the exams. This doesn't count. This is just a test. And then I can show you guys what it's like, because it is actually pretty difficult. I haven't done a lot of homework yet. I still need a lot of practice before I can go up in a few days. But I just want to show you and take you guys through what is expected of you. And this could be good if you are someone who's trying to take a driving license in Denmark. Maybe your Danish is not the best. This could be a way to explain it with you. Okay, so the first question here, I'm going to translate it as well as I can. The first question is here: you're driving 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. How will you continue? So you look at the scenario here in the picture. You have the questions on the side, and you just have to click the ones you think is correct. So what you have to look for here in the scenario is the sign. First of all, that sign is right in front of you. That is what you have to look at the moment. You can see the other side of the road is closed. This sign tells you whether or not you have to hold back for the oncoming traffic or not. Because it's a square sign and it's blue, the people from the other side has to hold back for you. You have the right of way here. So the first one is I have to hold back for oncoming traffic. I don't. Oncoming traffic has to hold back for me. That's correct. I continue with the same speed, or I drive faster, I accelerate a little bit. I don't see any reason not to go the speed limit. The speed limit is 50 in most built-up areas, which this looks like. So driving 30 is actually a bit too slow, and this is the things you have to think about, because the right answer is not the safest answer necessarily, it's the most correct answer. And the most correct thing to do here, since there is no oncoming traffic, there's nothing, is going the speed limit. So I will say go to speed limit, because if you say you continue at the same speed, 30 is too slow, you might get a mistake here. That's the first one. You have begun to overtake the cars with the campers, which are driving very slowly. There is nothing behind you. How will you continue? Okay, so you see the road here. There is 2 campers on your right. This is a dual lane on my side and 1 lane on the other side. This is kind of trying to trick you into thinking that the oncoming traffic is of any of your concern, which it isn't. These campers seem to be staying in their lane. They're going slow. You can just overtake. So the first question is, I slow down and stop the overtake. There's no reason to do that. I overtake only the 1 camper and then go in the middle of them. That's wrong, because there's clearly not enough space and there's no reason to get in there, because there's no one coming from behind. We know that. I overtake both campers. That's the right answer, I think. Okay. In this picture, you're doing 30 to 40 kilometers an hour. How will you continue? As you can see, there is a pedestrian on the other side. That doesn't really matter to us. But there is a bicyclist, and he is clearly about to turn to the left. We have to, even though they're doing something wrong, we have to make sure we are keeping them safe. So it is our job. It will be our job to make sure we don't crash into him. So the first question is, I continue with the same speed? No, because that would be dangerous. I brake? Yep. I pull to the left? I don't see why you would. Why would you? No, he's turning left. It does look like he's turning left. So that's what my mind is thinking. I'm especially observant of the pedestrian. No, because I'm not going that over there. She has nothing to do with me. I don't see any reason to pull to the left because he's clearly turning. So that's the answer I'm gonna take. Also, there's a time limit, so soon we have to speed up a little bit. What does this sign mean? I have to hold back. Other guys have right away. No. Traffic from the sides doesn't have the right of way. That is what it means, but it also means it's a dangerous crossing. So that's what I'm gonna answer. I think they don't have the right of way, so I'm gonna answer that. It also means that traffic from the side has a hard time respecting the right of way. I don't know if that's what it means, but I think it wants us to answer that. So I'm gonna answer that. You're driving 60 kilometers an hour, how will you continue? This sign means 60 kilometers an hour stops. But because there's 3 speed limits in Denmark, city, outside of city, like outside of built-up areas, and then there's highway. And it's 50 in the city, 80 outside of built-up areas, and 130 on the highway. So I would say this is outside the city. The 60 kilometers an hour stops, so I would say it's 80. It says I speed up to 80. Here it says I speed up to 70. No, you don't do that. I keep the speed to 60. No, I slow down to 50. No, I would not say any of those is correct. Okay, this one. I want to turn right. What do I have to pay attention to? What do I have to be especially observant of? I would say it's as the pedestrian on the right. I don't think I have to. He's quite a long way away. So this is the mindset you have to have. Should I say yes because he's there, or should I say no because he's not nowhere near close to me? I'm gonna say no because I don't think he's close to me. But that doesn't matter because I've noticed something else. There's the blue arrow sign in the middle here, and I think that means you have to drive straight. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means. So I say don't have to be observant of the pedestrian. I have to look at the sign, which it says here. The lights. You always have to pay attention to the lights because you're going through. It's green. You have to pay attention to that. So, and then the last one is cyclists coming from your rear. No, not gonna pay attention to that because I'm driving straight. You're driving 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. How will you continue? I'm especially observant of the truck over here, the lorry. No, I'm not, because I have this sign. I have the right of way. He has to hold back from me. I still have to pay attention to him, but he's nowhere near me. So I would say no. I am observant of the sign. Yes, I am. I continue at the same speed. No, I don't, because I have to do 50. So I speed up, which is the last one. How fast are you going to drive here? Okay, so it's outside of built-up areas, most likely. So the speed limit is 80. You're not going to do 80 on this road unless you have a Group B car. So I would say, to be safe, I'm going to go to slow speed because it's just not safe to go fast on these roads. It's hard to say what they want, but that's the speed limit I'm going to go. That's the speed I'm going to go. It's not safe. There's only one lane. There's not enough space for 2 cars. So 30 to 40 kilometers an hour. How fast is it allowed to drive after these signs? So the first sign you have here is 50 stops, which means it's technically 80 here. But then the next sign down here is the Danish sign for built-up area. So that means it's 50. So it's 50 kilometers an hour. Okay, how fast are you going to drive? You have the built-up area sign. Means it's 50. There is a sharp turn here, so I might speed down a little bit. So let's see what this is. I am especially observant that I'm driving into a built-up area. Yes, I am. I will continue with 50 kilometers an hour through the corner. I don't think I will, because this is a dangerous corner sign. I think that's what it is. It's a sign that tells you it's a sharp corner. So I'm gonna slow down. After the sign, it's allowed to drive a maximum of 50 kilometers an hour. That's true. So that's pretty good. You're driving 40 kilometers an hour and want to continue straight. So you see the cyclists over here. They're young and they're gonna be unpredictable. So I have the right of way here, but again, it's my job to make sure nothing happens. I continue with the same speed. No, this girl is about to pass straight out in front of me. I brake softly. I don't, because again, you don't know what she's going to do. They might be about to hit each other. This looks completely horrific if you're in a car. So I'll say I brake hard. That might be wrong. That might be overdoing it. Braking soft might be enough. But if I saw this in real life and I was driving 40 kilometers an hour, I would be braking hard. Don't want to risk anything. Here you go. These are the roads just around where I live. You're driving 40 to 45 kilometers an hour. How will you continue? This sign up here is a blue sign. The speed limit in this is not, this is the max speed. This is not what you're allowed to do. This is what it's recommended to do. But because it's a test, you always answer, I'm going that speed limit. So it says here it's illegal to drive over 30. It's not. It says here I slow down to 30. I will. I'm observant of the type of road. I mean, I will be because there's a speed bump, I think. I'm especially observant of oncoming traffic. I'm not. There's nothing. So what do we have to be especially observant of? The type of road. It's a 80 zone because this is outside of built-up areas. I think it's called a main road. That's what this one is. This is hard to explain, how to translate. This thing is a in between of a highway and a main road. So I will be especially observant of the type of road. This is the sign that that shows it's a main road. Traffic from either side has to hold back for me. I don't think it has, because it's not this thing. This thing people have to hold back from the sides. I think that's what defines it. So people won't have to hold back. I think I might be wrong. I have to look that up. Okay, what light will you be using in this situation? So this is, you have to know the rules. These are the different types of lights they show here. Position light, driving lights, high beams, normal lights. I don't know what it's called. Normal lights you can't see very well, so you have to turn them on. You're about to catch up to this the driver in front, who's driving slowly. There's no one behind you. What are you gonna do? I can't really see anything that's happening over here. But is it a two-way? Oh, it is. There is this is the oncoming road, so I will just be overtaking. There's no one driving behind. I overtake immediately because the oncoming traffic is over here, I think. I am especially observant of the road signs, road stripes, whatever you want to say. I would say yes, because you always have to be, because if it was full lines, this is just small lines. If it's full lines, you can't overtake. So yeah, I can overtake. And the last one is I slow down and wait to overtake. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Who are you going to show special care for in traffic? So this is a specific question that asks, who do you have to look out for especially well in traffic? And there's only 3, and it's handicapped people, old people, and children. Nothing else. Of course, you have to watch out for people, but especially take care of these 3 people, because they are unpredictable, can be unpredictable, and they can be slow, they can be deaf, they can be blind, they can be all these kind of things. So you have to take extra care of these people, because they might not have the ability to take care of themselves. So sounds a bit harsh, but it is the truth that some children, some old people, some handicapped people do have difficulty with certain things that makes them unpredictable. So you have to show extra care for them. Okay. You're driving 40 to 45 kilometers an hour. How are you going to continue? As you can see, it's snowy, it's cold, the road surface is wet. You have no visibility here. This is a crossing. So pedestrians have right of way. You can see nothing behind this van here. So I would say I would slow down immediately. So this one, I slow down. I'm especially observant of eventual, possible pedestrians. I continue with 40 to 45. No, I wouldn't say that, especially because it seems to be bad conditions on the road and I'm on a motorcycle. I'm especially observant of the oncoming traffic. No, there is no reason to be. This is terrifying on a motorcycle if you don't drive in this. What lights will you use in this situation? Okay, so there is overhead lighting here. It's not very well. It's not very good, but it is there. So there's no reason to use high beams. It is dark, so you have to turn on the lights. I don't know what's called. Running lights? I don't know. It's just your normal lights. And that's this one. This is high beams. This is driving lights, just like running lights. And this is position lights. So, yeah. Okay, you're driving 90 kilometers an hour and you're about to overtake this lorry, which is driving 80 kilometers an hour. How will you continue? Okay, so what you're looking at is in this sign over here. This is the interesting sign for you, because the top part here means you cannot overtake. If it's a red car on the left, you cannot overtake. Underneath, though, this is a descriptor which explains to you more clearly who is not allowed to overtake. So as you can see, lorries, buses, and cars with trailers, and it's for the next 6.5 kilometers. So this has nothing to do with me. I'm not a truck, I'm not a bus, and I don't have a trailer, presumably. I'm especially observant of the sign. I would say no, because it has nothing to do with me. So I'm just going to continue with the overtake, which is this one. This one says I stop. This one says I'm observant of the sign. This one says I am observant of the condition of the road. Perhaps it's wet, it's snowy. So yeah, I will say that because I have to keep proper distance from the car in front. I will say that that might be the wrong answer. It's very possible to be the wrong answer. Okay, you're driving 80 kilometers an hour like the car in front of you. What do you have to be especially observant of? Road markings. I continue with the same speed. I speed up. I slow down to create better distance from the driver in front. I'm not sure what this specifically means. I just think it's traffic goes this way, so I'm not going to be that observant of that. I would say we're driving the same speed, so I won't be overtaking. That is unnecessary. I can continue with the same speed. I wouldn't say so. I'm way too close to this guy. So I will slow down a little bit to create a better distance, which is this one. This one is just says road markings. I don't think that's necessary, but I might be wrong. So we'll find out. Okay. You're driving 100 kilometers an hour on the highway. The lorry on your right is doing 70 kilometers an hour. How are you going to continue? It's hard to tell, but this does look like a merger. So we have to give each other space. Normally what you would do is pull out to the lane on the left, which I can't. There's a car here. So the questions are, especially observant of the road markings, which I am, because it seems to be a merge. I'm especially observant of the rule that this is a lane change, which I don't think it is. It's really hard to tell, but I don't think this is a lane change on the truck. So no. I continue with 100 kilometers an hour. I don't do that because I'll crash. So I will brake. Because there's a car here, I can't go out in that lane. I'll have to hit the truck. It's not that safe, but that's what I have to do. What do you have to be observant of here? I got the people to the right has the right of way. They don't, because this is a clear undermined road. I don't know what we will call it, but this road is less important than the road out here. So the people out here has the right of way. I have to hold back for anyone crossing here. So this one is called I don't have the right of way, and that's the correct answer. I have to hold back from people coming from my left and right. That's true. And this one says I only have to hold back from people from my right, and that's not true. So that's the answer. You're driving 30 kilometers an hour. The lorry is driving very slowly forward. How will you continue? This is the scenario I'm talking about, which is gonna cause me issues in the driving test. Because this road, the people from the right has the right of way. You have to keep back from the people from the right. And the only way you know that is because this intersection has no clear dominant side. So I have to keep back from this lorry. So the first question is, I speed up past the lorry. I don't. I continue with the same, almost the same speed. I don't. I stop for the lorry. I have the people on the right have the right of way. Okay. You're driving 60 to 70 kilometers an hour with high beams on. I will continue. I continue with the same speed and my high beams on. I don't do that because I can't see. I will blind him. I change to my normal lights. That's true. I slow down to 40 and turn on my normal lights. I wouldn't say so. I don't see any reason to. I mean, it is a hill up here. It could be that I don't have the visibility, but I don't think I will because he has the high beams on. So this might, the bottom one, I slow down and turn on the normal lights might be the correct answer, but I'm not going to answer it because that's not what I would do. How fast are you going to drive after these signs? Again, build up area, the top one, it's a 50 kilometers an hour zone. But because there's this recommended speed sign, which during the driving test and during these exams you have to follow, it's a 30 kilometers an hour zone, even though it's only a recommended speed. Okay, that was it. As I told you, I can only have 5 wrong scenarios. You see here, there's 25 boxes, only 5 of those can be read. I think I have failed. I just have the feeling, but if I've passed, I'll be happy. Let's see what has happened. Oh wow, I did really well. Only 3 wrong scenarios. Amazing. And which ones were they? This one. Okay, this is the one with the lorry, or I said I don't have to pay attention to the lorry. That was wrong. It says I have to pay attention to the lorry because it's there. I mean, it does make sense. So, yeah, it's obviously wrong. That's fine. Let's skip to the next one, which I had wrong, which I was wrong in. Let's see, which one was it? This one. This one was the one I had doubts about. And that was about the road markings. It doesn't explain why, but I do have to pay attention to the road markings. So I will have to look that up, why that is. That's fine. And then the last one. Was it this one? Yes, it was this one. This one's the other one where I argued for whether or not I had to slow down. It wants me to slow down to 40 and turn on the high beams because, as I explained, this is a hill and I can't see anything behind this car because it has a high beam on. So I slow down because I have no visibility. So it went pretty well. I'm pretty proud of that. Excited. So yeah, that's how a Danish practical exam works. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.